Wow, what a bloody episode that was. House of the Dragon. Driftmark. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic writing on this show. Fantastic writing. The dialogue, less thespian, more, I don't know, medieval, I guess. Which kind of sounds like a contradiction, but compare Rings of Power with the dialogue in House of the Dragon, and you can kind of see what I mean. This series is just so very good. I appreciate a lot of people haven't gotten into it and just don't appreciate it and things like that, or don't like it. It's not to your taste. Whatever. I get that. But I am, week on, week out, thoroughly enjoying this show. And I really like a show that has risks and people are at the mercy of others. I mean, last week we had Daemon's wife just commit suicide. That's it. Yeah, just okay. Wow, that was quick. That was quick. All right, gone. Bye bye. This week, well, we had we had someone lose an eye. Oh my god. Alicent's second born to, well, and also King Viserys' second born, went to steal Vhagar, basically, which I was really rooting for him. In fact, isn't it interesting how from one week to the next we have this sort of little, I don't know, pea-brain guy that's sort of bullied and stuff and has, given a pig and things, and then boom, quickly, instantly turns around. It's good. It's good framework. Because you sort of think to yourself, yeah, he deserves that. He does deserve that. And it was interesting. He storms up to Vhagar, tries to reach out and climb it. Vhagar wakes up, roars a little bit. He's like, oh, okay. Well, does it again, and Vhagar goes to burn the boy to a cinder, and then obviously speaks all of the dialect which the dragons are sort of trained to understand, and then mounts the dragon and rides it. And you're like, whoa, okay, was not expecting that. And I was half expecting the child to fall off, and he kind of did, but kind of didn't. But because the show has such risks, I was thinking to myself, this is too much of a good scene. Too much positivity is happening. He's definitely going to die. He didn't die. He did land Vhagar, and then got in a fight with Rhaenyra's sons and Daemon's daughters, so much so that he lost an eye. He did threaten to kill them though, so I guess there is that. But that was fantastic. There's always the highs and lows of the show. Now, other interesting things that happened in this, well, of course, Rhaenyra and Daemon do the deed. A bit of a bonking going on. And she propositions Daemon and basically says, look, be by my side, be my king. And he's like, yeah, well, Laenor's going to have to die now, though. I think it was Laenor, Rhaenyra's husband. Yeah, he's going to have to die, though. Like, we can't wed unless he's dead. Poet, and I didn't know it. And he then, obviously, stages this grand plan, pays Laenor's sort of, I don't know, his other half, the guy he was fucking, basically, to go and kill him and have witnesses. And I was like, witnesses? Wow, okay. I should have known what was coming, because it was all staged. Daemon murdered someone else. There's witness to a fight, but the end result is a burnt victim. And obviously it's presumed to be the prince, but he's not. He's escaping to a faraway land where he can be free, merry and jolly and, partake in homosexuality, I guess, is the moral of that part of the story. But it was interesting. And then we close with Daemon and Rhaenyra being married. And that was an interesting ceremony. Let our blood be sort of bound together. And they literally cut each other's hands. They cut their own lip down the middle. Yeah, good. I think potentially what I enjoyed the most about this, though, this particular episode was so fantastic, was the altercation between Alicent and Rhaenyra. This is a, you know, it's a feud we have seen time and time again. And we've seen it brewing and bubbling away between these two individuals. And King Viserys is like, well, who told you that the boys are bastards? And then it all sort of comes back to the mother, sort of, Alicent. And King Viserys is, of course, in massive denial. We know that. But the feud, Alicent, just in sheer desperation, and the acting was very good from this, just in sheer desperation, begging and pleading for Sir Criston to go and take one of Rhaenyra's son's eyes as a debt. And she's like, you swore an oath to me! And he's like, to protect you. And there was that tense moment where you're like, oh, he's going to do it. And even the other sort of King's Watch, King's Knight, whatever, Sir Harold looked at him and was like, don't do it, boy. Don't do it. Don't do it. It was very tense. But then Alicent loses her cool completely, grabs King Viserys' blade, old Valyrian steel, and goes to get the eye herself. Rhaenyra gets in the way, and just that up close, intimate sort of, everyone sees you now, Alicent. Everyone sees you for who you are. You know, dropping the facade. How does it feel? All this kind of stuff. I was like, yes, you've absolutely got it. This is how you do a fantasy show. This is how you do a fantasy show. People are likeable and yet unlikable all at the same time. Who do I root for? They're all pretty awful. But you can be likeable in your villainy. Whereas Rings of Power, and I have to compare it to Rings of Power, you've got Galadriel, supposedly the hero and saviour of all time, and she's just the most unlikable character, and she's supposed to be our hero. It's not like House of the Dragon, where they're likeable villains, you know, and the sort of politicking between the two. House of the Dragon manages to expertly craft characters which, you know, are not like, well, they're not nice, they are essentially villainous, they plot and scheme, but you still root for them. You still root for their cause or their moral structure. And that's why the writing on House of the Dragon is much, much better. So much better. It's very, very good. I do like the writing on House of the Dragon. So I'm keen to see what happens now. Daemon and Rhaenyra's wed. Obviously, she's going to, you know, be knocked up with Daemon's kid, I'm sure, as well. And that'll be the first actual pure blood Targaryen that Rhaenyra has sired, I guess, which would be comical. But I'm keen to see where it goes. Much more keen to see where this goes as comparison to House of the Dragon. So anyway, let me know what you thought of this episode down below. If you haven't seen it, I do genuinely recommend it. But yeah, take care.